This office has always worked fine, but it has never really felt like a space I actually wanted to spend time in. It was functional, but at night, the desk area felt a bit dark, plain, and unfinished. So I decided to add hidden smart LED lighting behind the desk. The idea sounded simple enough. Stick some LED strips behind the desk, connect them to Home Assistant, and have them turn on automatically when I walk into the room. But it ended up being a little more involved than that. The desk has a curve through the middle. The LED strips are split left and right. I'm using an ESP32C6, which meant WLED was not an option for this setup. And because these are 5V addressable LEDs, power actually matters. The part I underestimated most was making two separate strips look like one continuous lighting setup, instead of two random LED strips doing their own thing. So in this video, I'm going to build the lighting, mount it behind the desk, wire it into ESPHome, add it to Home Assistant, automate it with my mmWave presence sensor, and show what I'd change if I did it again. The goal for this project was not to make the office look like a gaming setup with bright RGB everywhere. I wanted something softer than that. Hidden lighting behind the desk bounced onto the wall so you see the glow rather than the actual LED strip. Most of the time, I probably use this as a soft white light or a subtle blue or purple mood light, but because the strips are addressable, I still wanted the option for a few fun effects as well. There were a few problems I had to work around before sticking anything behind the desk. The first one is the shape of the desk. The back is not perfectly straight. It has a curve through the middle, so rigid aluminium LED channel would have been harder to mount neatly. That's why I went with flexible silicone diffuser instead. The second problem is that I'm not using one continuous LED strip. I'm using one strip on the left side and one strip on the right side. Physically, they are separate, but visually, I wanted them to feel like one lighting setup across the back wall. That matters most with animated effects, because if both sides are doing their own thing, it can look disconnected pretty quickly. The third problem is power. These are 5V addressable LEDs, and 5V strips can pull a decent amount of current, especially at full white. Each side is about 1.5 meters long, with 60 LEDs per meter, so that's roughly 90 LEDs per side. And the last problem was the controller. I originally thought about using WLED, because for LED strip projects, that's usually the first thing that comes to mind. But the ESP32C6 isn't supported by WLED, so that wasn't really an option for this build. So instead, I went with ESPHome, and since the whole point was Home Assistant control anyway, that worked out pretty well. For the LEDs, I'm using WS2813 addressable strips. They are 5V, 60 LEDs per meter, and I'm using two 1.5 meter lengths. One strip will go behind the left side of the desk, and the other will go behind the right side. The controller is an ESP32C6 Super Mini running ESPHome. I went with the C6 partly because I already had one, and partly because I like the idea of experimenting with Zigbee later, even if I do not end up changing the setup. For power, I'm using two separate 5V 6A plug-in power supplies. I do have a larger switching power supply that could power everything, but for this kind of office setup, I wanted to avoid wiring mains voltage into an open power supply. Unless you know exactly what you're doing, or you get an electrician involved, I think plug-in supplies are the safer and cleaner option for most people. The diffuser is flexible silicone diffuser, which should let the strips follow the shape of the desk and also help hide the individual LED points. So the plan is, one strip on the left, one strip on the right, both hidden behind flexible diffuser, the ESP32 tucked away under the desk, and everything controlled through Home Assistant. Simple enough in theory, but before mounting anything permanently, I wanted to test it on the bench first. Before sticking anything behind the desk, I tested both LED strips on the bench. This is the boring step, but it is also the step that saves you later. Once the diffuser is mounted, the cables are hidden, and everything is cable managed, finding out that the data wire is connected to the wrong end of the strip is extremely annoying. So before mounting anything, I wanted to check three things. First, power. Second, data direction. And third, whether ESPHome could control both strips properly. Because these are addressable LEDs, the direction matters. There are little arrows on the strip showing which way the data signal travels. If you connect the data wire to the wrong end, the strip is not going to behave properly. So I checked the arrows, connected the data to the correct side, powered each strip, and made sure both sides responded in ESPHome. Because these are 5V LEDs, power is one of the main things to get right. Each side has around 90 LEDs. A rough worst-case estimate for addressable RGB LEDs is up to about 60 milliamps per LED at full white. That would put one side at around 5.4 amps if every LED was running full brightness white. I'm not going to use them like that day to day, but it explains why I did not want to power both sides from a tiny USB plug or an underpowered supply. So each side gets its own 5V 6A power supply. That gives me enough headroom and it keeps the wiring fairly simple. The ESP32 handles the data signal for the strips, but one important thing with separate power supplies is that the grounds need to be connected together. The data signal needs a common reference. If the grounds are not shared, the LEDs can flicker, glitch, or just behave unpredictably. So even though the strips have separate power supplies, the ESP32 and LED grounds still need to be tied together properly. I also mounted the ESP32 inside a small 3D printed enclosure. That enclosure is stuck underneath the desk, so the controller is hidden, but I can still get to it if I need to reflash it or change something later. That is one thing I try to avoid with projects like this, hiding something so well that it becomes impossible to service later. Once the bench test was working, I could start mounting the diffuser behind the desk. This is where the flexible diffuser made a lot of sense. Because the back of the desk curves through the middle, I wanted something that could follow the shape without looking forced. Rigid aluminium channel would probably look cleaner on a perfectly straight desk, but for this desk, the flexible diffuser was the better choice. I installed the LED strips into the diffuser first, which was a bit tricky as I had to feed a wire through and use it to pull the strips along. Then use double-sided tape to mount it along the back edge of the desk. The main thing I cared about here was hiding the actual LEDs from the front. I do not want to look at the strip directly. I only want to see the light bouncing onto the wall. That makes the whole setup feel a lot softer and less distracting. This part always takes longer than expected. In your head, it feels like mounting the lights should be the main job, but in reality, half the time is spent trying to make the cables not look terrible. And because this is under the desk, you are working in an awkward position, trying to stick things neatly while also not pulling half the wiring back out. So it's not difficult, but it is fiddly. For the software side, I'm using ESPHome. The reason ESPHome works well here is that I do not really need this to be a standalone lighting system. I want it to be part of Home Assistant. Once the ESP32 is flashed and connected, the LED strips show up in Home Assistant like normal lights. From there, I can control the brightness, color, effects, and presets. The part that took more tweaking was getting the two strips to feel like one setup. So in ESPHome, I set things up so I can still control the strips separately if I need to, but for normal use, they behave like one lighting setup behind the desk. That way, the effects feel like they are flowing across the wall, rather than starting again on each side. For everyday use, I added a few simple options. A soft white mode, which is probably what I use most, a darker blue or purple style for more relaxed lighting at night, and then a few addressable effects, because if you're going to use addressable LEDs, you may as well have a bit of fun with them. But realistically, the most useful part is not the rainbow effect. It is being able to control the lights from Home Assistant, include them in scenes, and have them behave automatically with the rest of the room. The last part was making the lights automatic. I already have a mmWave presence sensor in the office, so I set up automations in Home Assistant for when I enter and leave the room. When I walk in, the desk lighting turns on automatically. When the room has been empty for a while, it turns off again. This is the part that makes the project feel useful instead of just decorative. I do not have to remember to turn the lights on. I do not have to grab a remote. And I do not end up leaving them on all night because I forgot about them. The reason I like mmWave for this is that it works better for an office than a basic motion sensor. A normal motion sensor can sometimes think the room is empty if you're sitting still at the desk, but mmWave presence detection can still detect that I'm in the room, even if I'm just sitting there working or editing. So for a desk setup, that makes a lot more sense. It means the lights are not just automated, they are automated in a way that actually matches how the room is used. And this is the final result. Overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's not a massive project, but it changes the feel of the office a lot more than I expected. But there are definitely a few things I'd do differently next time. The main one is cable management. The lights themselves were not that hard, but working out where every cable should go after the diffuser was already mounted was more annoying than I expected. So if I was doing this again, I would plan the cable route earlier before sticking anything down. So if you are building something similar, I think the biggest takeaway is that the LEDs are usually the easy part. The parts that matter are power, mounting, cable management, and making the controls simple enough that you actually use them. But for now, this does exactly what I wanted. It makes the office feel better without adding another remote, another app, or another thing I have to think about.